Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Lunch and Learn session on accessible open educational resources for public libraries. This session is designed specifically for individuals with disabilities who face challenges in accessing traditional print materials due to conditions like blindness, low vision, dyslexia, or physical disabilities. My goal is to introduce you to 3 open educational resources, OERs, that can support your reading, learning, and leisure activities. These are Bookshare, the Accessible Books Consortium or ABC, and the National Network for Equitable Library Services, NNELS. By the end of today's session, you will not only know what each of these platforms offer, but also how to use them effectively to meet your personal needs. Let's dive right in. I am a Digital Accessibility Librarian in the Harmony Inclusive Library Network. My work focuses on making library resources inclusive and accessible to all patrons. You might think, what does that mean for you? It means that I'm here to help identify tools and resources that remove barriers to accessing information. Whether it's finding books in accessible formats, navigating new technologies, or advocating for your needs in the library space, my job is to ensure you feel empowered and supportive. Before we dive into the resources, let's take a moment to outline the objectives of this session. First and foremost, this session is catered to individuals with disabilities, like I mentioned before. It aims to introduce you to 3 open educational resources, OERs. By the end of this session, you should have a solid understanding of how these tools can help you access the books that you need in formats that suit you, such as audio, braille, or large print. The second goal is to highlight the practical application of these resources in your everyday life, whether you need materials for school, work, or leisure. These platforms can provide accessible solutions that are catered to your needs. We'll cover some real-world scenarios where I'll give you some examples of how you can use these platforms, just as using Bookshare for academic textbooks, finding cultural relevant materials to ABC, or requesting a specific format through NNELS. Finally, this session aims to empower you to use these tools independently. Let's move on to our first resource, Bookshare. Bookshare is a non-profit organization that provides one of the largest collections of accessible ebooks globally. Books are available in various formats, including audio, large print, and braille-ready files. Bookshare is designed for individuals with print disabilities. Whether you need textbooks for school, novels for leisure, or professional reading materials, it provides a wide range of options and formats that are tailored to your needs. You can think of high school or college students who use Bookshare to access their textbook in audio or braille format. For example, a student preparing for a history exam can download a textbook in audio format, enabling them to study effectively even if they can't read traditional print. Love mystery novels but struggle with traditional print? Bookshare's collection includes bestsellers, classics, and more, all available in accessible formats. You can also use Bookshare for self-help books, language learning, and professional development. For instance, you might explore a leadership book in large print to improve workspace skills. Bookshare is free for students within the US with a verified print disability. Others may have to pay a small annual fee. Verification typically involves a signed statement from a doctor or a professional who is qualified to give you a certificate. You can access the platform by visiting www.bookshare.org and create an account by signing up. You may select versions that suit your needs, and you may look at multiple books throughout the website. You may select versions within those books that suit your needs, download it, and enjoy reading it using compatible apps like Voice Dream Reader or Dolphin Easy Reader. Please follow the instructions to create an account and browse through the numerous titles that are available on this website. Click Sign Up Student link on the bottom left. Fill out your information and details on this page shown on this slide and certify your disability. Here, I have searched for the title To Kill a Mockingbird on the website. You have options to refine your search to get better results. On the screen, you can view all the different versions of the title based on the type of book it is. For example, the sixth title in the search is an image based on the book to help individuals with cognitive disabilities read and follow along easily. Click on any link that you find suitable, and the link to download the book should pop up. Unfortunately, I cannot display the download link screen since I'm not currently eligible to hold a professional or personal account on the website. Librarians can also access this resource free of charge upon certifying their employment and justifying the need for this resource in the library. Moving on to resource number 2, the Accessible Books Consortium, ABC, is a global initiative that increases availability of books in accessible formats. Its global book service connects libraries and institutions worldwide, allowing them to share accessible books. ABC is ideal for individuals who need books in underserved language or formats. For example, if English isn't your first language, ABC can connect you to accessible books in other languages like French, Spanish, Hindi, and more. It has a large collection from multiple countries who have decided to contribute to this noble cause, as you will see in the global service screen. Practical applications of the ABC include language-specific needs, cultural preservation, and even cross-border access. Suppose you are a Spanish-speaking patron who needs a novel in your native language. ABC will connect you to the correct library that can provide you with accessible Spanish language books through partner libraries. These libraries ensure that all material is available in accessible formats for you to download free of charge. If you're looking for folk tales or regional text in a specific language, ABC can connect you to those accessible versions as well, fostering connections that are cultural and learning that is multivariated. If a book isn't available locally, the global service can also facilitate international sharing of accessible resources. As a library, organizations may sign up to be a part of the ABC to include their collections into the network through their website, www.accessiblebooksconsortium.org. As an individual wanting accessible services, one may click on the Global Book Service to search for titles and authors or any kind of language. This slide shows the Global Book Services page, and if you scroll down, you'll be able to view all digital accessibility libraries in several countries, providing books and resources in multiple languages, as I've said multiple times before. As you can see here, the US has libraries and foundations such as the American Printing House for the Blind, APH, Braille Institute of America, BIA, California State Library, the Braille Talking Book Library, CSL, the Library of Congress, and the National Library Services for the Blind and Print Disabled, NLS, the Jewish Braille Institute, JBI. Let me demonstrate how one may locate a novel on the California State Library website. The link has been obtained from the ABC directly. One must select the Braille Talking Books radio button and type what they want to search in the search bar to read the accessible material. I will again search for To Kill a Mockingbird. The search leads to this screen, which is again having multiple listings for the popular book. As you can view in the screenshot, a third option is Talking Book, a format that is accessible to those with any kind of visual impairment. Clicking that link takes you to this page, which is shown on the screen. to download the talking book for personal use, wherein the screen shows a downloadable link. These all websites have been optimized to screen readers for it to be accessible to individuals who cannot read the content on the screen. Let us move to resource number 3, which is the National Network for Equitable Library Services, or the NNELS. It is a Canadian service that works with libraries to provide accessible books. Its standout feature is a community-driven content creation. So if a book isn't available, you can actually request the NNELS to produce it in an accessible format. It ensures that your specific needs are met. It is particularly useful for finding niche or less common books in accessible format. Practical applications include asking for textbooks on demand, support for smaller libraries within the Canadian region, and recreational requests. For example, if you are a college student who needs a physics textbook in braille, they can request the NNELS to produce the format in time for their semester. If your local library does not have extensive accessible resources, NNELS allows you to request and access materials they won't otherwise carry. Further, you also have the options of accessing multiple libraries, but you do need to have a membership within those libraries, albeit it be online. If you are a fan of less popular authors or series, the NNELS can create accessible formats for you upon request. To use this website, please go to www.nnels.ca and log in through your library's account. However, this caters to memberships to certain libraries in the Canadian land area, as I initially mentioned. This is one of the very few shortcomings of this service. This slide shows the list of libraries you may enroll to access all resources free of charge. To search for a particular resource, type your search in the search bar on the top right corner of the screen. We will again search for To Kill a Mockingbird. You can see this resource allows you to refine your search based on the accessibility and accessible formats of the title. If you click a title, you will be asked to log into your library account, and you may then proceed to download the resource. Again, the library staff can own the free accounts on this website. As we wrap up today's session, I want to leave you with a final thought. Accessibility in libraries, particularly through OERs, must be built into the foundation of how we serve our communities, not treated as an afterthought. OERs like the ones we've seen today demonstrate the potential of intentionally designing resources that are inclusive, equitable, and usable to all individuals. These platforms don't just provide information access, they empower individuals to take charge of their education, leisure, and lifelong learning as and when they please. Think about the possibilities. A library with a robust OER collection can serve as a bridge for students needing textbooks in accessible formats, professionals seeking resources to advance their careers, or individuals exploring their cultural heritage through books in underserved languages. These are not just small contributions, they are transformative opportunities that change lives. By embedding accessible OERs into our libraries, we are just not meeting a need, we are redefining what it means to actually serve our communities. To recap, today we explored 3 powerful OERs for accessibility: Bookshare, ABC, and the NNELS. These platforms provide tools we need to make our libraries more accessible and inclusive, ensuring that patrons with print disabilities have equitable access to the resources they deserve. I encourage that each one of you explores these platforms further and thinks about how you can integrate them into your library's services. Whether it's helping others with dyslexia, a senior with low vision, or if you're a patron looking for books in your native language and accessible format, these resources do make a difference. I'm happy to answer any questions or help you get started with these tools. Please find my email on this slide or scan the QR code to send me an email directly. Following are the resources that I referred to create this presentation. Thank you for joining this session, and I'm really happy to be able to share these resources with you.